Welcome to the University of Arizona's Dance 179A, Introduction to the Folk Dances of Europe and the Middle East. All media materials used in this presentation are used for educational purposes only. This dance is called Stockton Goralski. It's a Polish-Canadian dance. It was arranged by Richard Schmidt out of traditional steps of the Gorale, who are the mountain people of Poland. It's called Stockton Goralski because it was first presented at a folk dance camp in Stockton, California. It's taught here by Nancy Bannister of the Tucson Folk Dance Club. It's in 2/4 time. You start off as individuals in a circle. Men have their hands behind their back. Women's palms are on their hips with their fingers down. You're facing center. There's a long wailing intro, and then there are 4 beats, drum beats, and you start right after that.
This dance is called Stockton Goralski, and it is a Polish-Canadian dance done by the Polish-Canadian dancer Richard Schmidt. And the name Goralski implies that it uses steps from the Gorals, the mountain people, and indeed the steps are taken directly from the dances that the people of the Gorals do. It's named Stockton because that happened to be where the dance, I believe, was first done in the United States. So we're going to start with a Circassia step. I'm going to turn around and show you what that looks like from here. We have done Circassia steps before. So you're going to take the right foot, and it's going to be traveling forward and back and forward and back. The left foot just stays in place, so it's forward, back, forward, and then this back doesn't go all the way here, it's just more here. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the left foot, or the left foot is going to do the travel, the back and forth, and the right foot will stay in place. Right, 2, 3, 4. So it should be done a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just remember, forward, back, forward, wait. 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 But you don't do that many times. We go forward, back, forward, wait. Forward, back, forward, wait. So that's twice. Once on one side and once on the other. And the right foot is free. We're going to go side together, side, close, side together, side, close. But I pivot a little as I do that. So the right foot, right together, right, touch, left together, left, touch. Now we add that in with the Circassia. The whole thing together is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, step, 4, step, 2, 4, repeat. If that gets a little complicated when you're trying to do it, just keep your feet moving. Don't worry about it. All right, so we've done that. When you're doing that dance, or that part of the dance, the hands are back here on the high hip. All right, just like this. It's a very odd position to be in. So you've done that twice. Now, if you're doing it with other people, you will then take hands and you're going to travel in line of direction with step, touch, step, touch. I believe there are about 8 of them. The music tells you, and the music will end, and you are then going to drop hands, and you're going to make a circle. If this is where you start, you'll be circling around, pulling your right shoulder back, and pretty much coming back to where you started. But the hands will come up with 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 large, slow steps to get back about to where you started. So we just done 1, 2, 3, 4. And now comes the really fun part. This is done in the style that a man would do it, not a woman. But since we don't care gender and we don't care if you're leading or following, I'm going to do the more interesting step, which is the one that the man would do. So, you're facing line of direction. You're going to go step to the right, back, right, and then you bring the left leg up with the knee pointing inwards. And if you can, you hit the side down here. You would be wearing boots traditionally, so you're whacking your boot there. At least I think you would. If you're from the Gorals, you might not be wearing boots, but let's just assume you're wearing boots. It sounds better. So, right behind, right, slap. Now we're going to do the same thing to the left. Left behind, left, slap. One more to the right. Right behind, right, slap. And those are done slightly progressing forward on the diagonal. So that's 3 of them. Our left leg is now free. We're going to do a complete turn to the left with a left, 2, 3. And you pretty much end up facing what would be the center of the circle. Let me put that whole section together for you. I'm going to start with the walking around. And walk, 2, 3, 4. Right, 2, 3. Slap. Left, 2, 3. Slap. Right, 2, 3. Slap. Turn, 2, 3. And that should repeat again in the music. Right, 2, 3. Slap. Left, 2, 3. Slap. Right, 2, 3. Slap. Turn, 2, 3. At that point, I believe it goes back to the beginning of the dance. So you would be, you've just left, 2, 3, and you'd be ready to start. Again. You do the dance 3 times through, you do the 4th time through, and on the 4th time through, when you're in the middle of doing the slapping sequence, you'll find that the music will stop, and it just draws out. And at that point, you, if you're dancing with somebody, or if there are other people in the room, you turn to them and you go, just for fun. Okay? And then the music will pick up again. And if you have time, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or if you're just not quite sure, you go right back and do this. And you do this step again until the end of the music.
In part 1 of the dance, you're going to do a step that's like a Circassia. You step on the right foot in front of the left, step in place on the left, step on the right next to the left, and then step on the left again. Then you step on the right in front, left in place, and right next to left, and then just pause. And then you do the same thing with the opposite footwork and direction. Then, facing center, you're going to step, close with no weight, and then do the same thing in the opposite direction, step, close. Then you repeat that entire section. In part 2, you join hands with your neighbors down in V position, and you travel and face in line of direction. You step on your right heel and then fall on the flat of your right foot. Then you do the same thing with the left. You do a total of 16 heel falls. When you're done that, drop hands and you do 4 walking steps, each step taking 2 counts to trace a clockwise circle in place. Start by pulling your right shoulder back and heading towards the back. The arms come up above the head. Finally, in part 3, you're going to be moving in line of direction and facing line of direction, but you're not holding hands. You step on the right diagonally forward and close left behind. Step on the right diagonally forward again. Lift your left heel up and smack it with your left hand. You do the same thing with the other foot in the opposite direction, but still traveling in line of direction. And then you do that all over again, both to the right and to the left. Then you make a complete counterclockwise turn in place, stepping left, right, left. Then repeat all of that again and end facing center. You do the entire dance from the beginning 3 more times. After the 4th repeat, there's a slowdown. During this, you sway forward and back and then clap 4 times on each of the drum beats. Then you do part 3 again until the end of the music.